And welcome to another episode of Top Rope Talk. It is me, one of your three co-hosts, Denzel Snipes. Just want to remind everybody that we are live. Here we go. And we are on the road to SummerSlam. Still on the road to Summer. No, I can't do it alone. So I got one of my bros with me. Let me go ahead and bring him in, Mr. Undisputed Summer. Tyler Sumner. Let's go.
What's going on? How we doing, man?
Doing good, doing real good, man. So we've got a pretty big night in store. But first, we want to get to some things from. Well, first of all, we'll get right to our main topic here, our first topic rather. So WWE, she's been radio silent, for these last couple of weeks, and she's the current WWE Women's Champion. Rhea Ripley's injury has been revealed to be a meniscus tear. Tyler, do you think she'll be ready for SummerSlam? Should they start thinking of maybe stripping her of the belt and have it? Because I can't imagine having an event where the Women's Championship is not decided. So this kind of puts them at a crossroads. What do you think is going to happen, man?
I mean, unfortunately, I think we're going to have to strip Rhea of the title. Meniscus tears can be tricky. They can either be a 2-week recovery or they could be a 2-month recovery, right? Excuse me. It sucks because I love Rhea. She's one of my favorites. But I think it's time to take the title off and do an open challenge at SummerSlam.
Okay. So, question for you. Well, you know what? Let me give my take on it. I think that because this isn't this isn't a regular. Oh, hey, here he is, Sean. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Well, yeah, we can't see you, but we're still live. But you know what? You came in just in time for the first topic. So the first topic, as you can see on the screen. So, Women's Champion Rhea Ripley's injury was revealed to be meniscus tear. Do you think she'll be ready for SummerSlam, or should we start thinking about stripping her the championship? Because, again, I can't imagine the biggest part of the summer where the WWE Championship is not decided. What do you think? And he's gone. All right. Well, all right. I guess he's still having issues here. But let's see. We'll actually on and hang on a second. Yep, and put it on repeat. There we go. All right, so we'll move. Revisit the topic. So, Tyler, can you hear?
I can hear you, and Sean's back.
All right, sweet. Here we go. All right, Sean, can you hear us?
Just turn the music down a little bit.
A little bit. All right, cool. All right. So you see the you see the.
Go ahead. I can see you guys and I can see myself. We'll just roll with this. And if I drop off again, you guys just carry it for this week.
Okay. Women's Champion's injury was revealed to be a meniscus. Do you think she'll be ready for SummerSlam? Time to start thinking of the championship, if only to have this title match at SummerSlam and beyond.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a long one, with the SummerSlam card stacking up the way it is, they honestly don't have to go with the strip maneuver. But obviously, if it's going to be lengthy, that's typically what we do here. And then it just sets up the typical, return for Rhea in terms of coming back after the titles. And, at some point, we're going to see Naomi back here, too. And it's going to be the same song and dance. She had to drop the title without really losing it. So, it really depends on the length. Like, if she's going to be okay for September, I could see them just being like, yeah, we'll just skip that match at SummerSlam because the card is so stacked already.
Okay. No, most definitely fair enough. I mean, stacked up card, they probably don't need the match, and we'll use a bang for Women's World Championship match anyway. So that just might be able to suffice. But we'll move on to our next topic here. And that is our SmackDown results from last Friday. So Punk Rhodes is for SummerSlam. Baron Corbin has made his return to WWE. Alexa Bliss suffered an ugly arm injury, and then you saw pretty much the seeds have been planted, but it's pretty much all but certain all this is going to face Gunther at SummerSlam. Sean, we'll start off with you. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it seems that we're gonna be headed towards some sort of, all this return angle probably during the tag match at Saturday Night Main Event, and he'll cost, Gunther and who's he teaming with? Sammy, Gunther and Sammy. He'll cost Gunther and Sammy the match somehow or another, and that will lead us into, I guess, all this being a full-time wrestler. So, then that brings up the next question after SummerSlam is, how do we fill the GM role, on SmackDown?
Yeah, indeed. In which I, still think that they should just go with one man for both. Let's face it, the whole thing, like, no one's adhering to that. You know what I mean? So you should have one general manager. But, I mean, in my opinion, a simple fix. But, Tyler, what are your thoughts about last Friday's events?
They need to re-sign Teddy Long. I want to see Teddy Long because when Teddy Long comes back, that means a good tag team division. Okay, so sidetracking about this with SmackDown, right? I just watched a banger throwback NXT match today. I just watched Johnny Gargano versus Andrade from NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. Why the hell are we having Johnny Gargano lay down backstage when this man could easily be in the United States Championship division? He puts on bangers. Okay. Second, Nick Aldis and Gunther. I like this. But I think Danhausen's going to have an experiment where he reverts from Nick Aldis back to Magnus. I would like that very much. Alexa Bliss's arm injury made me look away from my TV for about 2 seconds. It was pretty brutal. Baron Corbin returning doesn't move me. Just is what it is. It doesn't move me. Cool. I thought he was going to be the reveal for the Danhausen experiment. I guess not. Punk Rhodes for SummerSlam. I like this. As long as Cody doesn't win. As long as Cody doesn't win, I am okay with this match. But
you know what?
Here's my counterpoint with this. Where does this put Oba Brock night one? Because it can't be part of the first hour BS. It can't be part of the first hour BS.
Are you
it
sure?
Has to either be. Oh no, I'm positive with this one. This one can't be part of first hour.
I'm not saying you're wrong from a business aspect, though. Are we sure ESPN isn't going to push them for that? I'm not saying from a fan aspect that you're wrong, because I'm with you. Honestly, I think it should close Sunday. I don't care that there's no title involved. Brock deserves to close the show in his hometown, but what I've seen from ESPN is they grab some of the best matches, and so it comes to catch-22. Does this become a first-hour match? Does Roman and Seth become a first-hour match? Like, it's a total disaster no matter who they grab.
Yeah.
I don't think Roman Seth's going to be... I think Roman Seth's closing night 2. But maybe Cody Punk kicks off night 1. I would be okay with that.
That right there is not out of the realm of thought, because they kicked off WrestleManias with world title. As a matter of fact, what was it? WrestleMania 39? What kicked off WrestleMania 39? Lesnar Rollins for the championship. So it's not out of the realm of thought to start SummerSlam bang with a title match. Just don't make it Rollins Reigns.
Because Oba Brock needs length, man. It needs length. It needs at least 30 minutes or more inside the cell.
Well, that's what worries me, because they'll go here. This could be your whole first hour, and I really hope they don't do it, because Brock, like I said, Brock deserves the ending of Sunday. I agree with you. They probably won't. Roman and Seth probably close the show Sunday,
Right.
but they definitely don't deserve to be in the first hour.
If they're on the first hour, they better give me the whole first hour of that match. That's the only way that's okay. Because I don't know if you guys noticed this pattern with Brock matches. The more purple he gets, the better the match gets.
But you can look at it that way too. The match could be 30 minutes, and if we understand that this is Lesnar's potential last match, then the after part of the match could potentially be 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that will be his official goodbye to the fans in the WWE. So but yeah, either way they look at it. But I'm with Sean. I'm with both of you actually. They can't be picking the best matches and putting them on for free. Or what's the point of the subscription? Hey, because fans will just end up just picking and choosing what matches they want to see.
For me, it's even the size of the angle, because like Seth and Braun were regulated twice before their last match was towards the end there, but they were regulated twice to first hour matches, and it's like that type of angle just says that you're not so invested, and even though we know that's not the case, it doesn't optically look good for the product.
No, it definitely doesn't, and also from a fan standpoint, it's like, well, if this is gonna be your lineup, right? Like this is what you're showing for free. Well, you got some of the blockbusters for free. I'm gonna watch them for free and just read the rest of the results.
Yep.
So that's why they got to do away with this whole. The first hour is free. You're defeating the purpose. You are defeating the purpose of the subscription to ESPN Unlimited. That's just a terrible move by TKO. But anyway, ESPN. We'll move on to our Raw preview for the night. So we have a men's Intercontinental Championship gauntlet match for the number one contender. Likely they're gonna meet Penta at SummerSlam. We've got Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez. And we also got the Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins World Heavyweight Championship contract signing. We'll start off with Tyler. What do you think about tonight's Raw? And do we see the man on your shirt make an appearance tonight?
You know we're going to. I'm strutting in my seat just thinking about it. You know we're going to. And I came prepared today for Sean to shut me down about Oba again because he said he was going to. I'm full ready for the smoke. But
I mean, Lesnar's in the building, so we know Oba's in the building.
Yeah, Oba's in the building. I think this week, though, Oba gets his revenge on Brock. Like, I think Oba lays him out this week because Brock laid him out 2 weeks ago, right? So I think Oba's going to lay him out this week. Again, it's going to probably be the loudest pop of the night. Oba. One thing you can say for certain is Oba is getting the loudest pops every week on Monday Night Raw, even over the champion, which is saying something. But
let's go easy. They're about even. Everybody everybody in the building throws up the ones. The noise is different because Roman's reaction is supposed to be your finger in the air, not you being noisy and strutting around. So it's a different reaction, but the reaction is the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think in Italy it was louder for Oba than it was for Roman.
Interesting.
But nonetheless, I think we're gonna get this man on my shirt tonight. The 2027 Royal Rumble winner, the 2027 WrestleMania 43 main eventer, Oba Femi. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins is gonna be interesting. Also, I just want to say real quick, can we throw out the bullshit that everybody is saying that, Moxley's going to return in this feud? No, he's not. Moxley is signed to AEW through 2030. He's not showing up. And that man hates Triple H. He's made it known. He hates him. He hates him. So, Reigns Rollins is going to be a great program tonight. Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez. I actually think Roxanne goes over in this match.
Nice.
I think it's going to create some tension where Roxanne Perez says to Liv Morgan, hey, I can beat the one person that you can't. And then for the men's IC Championship gauntlet match, the fan in me really wants Javon to get that match because I think Javon versus Penta would be really fun at SummerSlam. Just a straight up one-on-one. I think it would be great. But I think I'm going to go with Rusev winning the gauntlet match.
I'll go as far as saying if Javon Evans is in this, he wins, he's gonna win the title. I think he's gonna stun everybody and win the belt at SummerSlam. But we'll swing it down to Sean and get your thoughts about tonight's upcoming events.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know if Penta's Rusev is a great SummerSlam match, so I wonder if Rusev wins, if they do that at Saturday Night Main Event and line something else up for SummerSlam. But I don't think they'll let Javon Evans win, unfortunately, even though I want it as well. I don't. They just typically just don't do face versus face too often on the bigger cards. So we'll see. But I think Javon's gonna have to wait till a heel is holding that title. But I think he is gonna be in a running here soon, before the end of the year, to hold that belt at some point. But I just don't think it would be ever against face Penta, unfortunately. Even though I think we would all love to see that, I think it's just typically, it's historically something they wouldn't do at SummerSlam. Saturday Night's main event, they would actually line that up, because Saturday Night's main event is treated much differently. In terms of Brock and Oba, I agree. I think Oba goes over tonight, because then you've got 2 weeks left if Brock's career is wrapping up, he gets the last 2 notches before losing on August 2nd or 3rd. So I think Oba will, if there's any physicality tonight, Oba gets the upper hand. But the following weeks, Brock will get the upper hand for the last 2, or maybe even, I think maybe he's only got 1 appearance, so his last appearance before SummerSlam, Brock will get the upper hand, since he's going to take the L at SummerSlam. If they swerve us all and he doesn't take the L at SummerSlam, I don't know what the hell to tell anybody. You can go right back to the Steve Austin days of him not doing the favors for Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
In terms of Roxanne, I agree. That would be an interesting layer, especially since it doesn't seem they really know how to break up the Judgment Day at this point, and they seem to be deciding what we're going to do to actually get there. So that would be an interesting layer to add, especially with the injuries now racking up in the women's division. They may actually have to call some NXT talent up to fill some of these holes temporarily. But other than that, I think that the Roman Seth confrontation will be another good promo. I think very similar to Punk and Reigns. We're not going to see too many physical altercations. Maybe we'll get one next week or the week before SummerSlam, but I think tonight you'll get just long promos from both of them.
Yeah, indeed. And as of late, Liv Morgan has kind of become the female Solo Sikoa. So you know how down the stretch before the breakup of the MFT, Solo Sikoa would cost them matches? I'm seeing the same thing from Liv Morgan, and that's what's going to lead to that split. I know we've been
Speaking of Solo, don't forget, Solo is going to be on Raw tonight.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. He is coming to Raw. But yeah, and I know that we've been, kind of gassing it up here for the last couple of months. I think the breakup should have happened by now. But I'm going to happen. I just do not see the Judgment Day going past SummerSlam. I just don't see them going past SummerSlam. But I agree. I think Perez does go over tonight, and they can hold it. She could hold that over Liv's head in whatever future argument before SummerSlam. Hey, well, I beat Io Sky. Can you? You already heard my thoughts about the number 1 contender match for the IC title. I would love to see Javon. I'm going to pull for Javon to win it if he's in the match tonight. To me, he's kind of the black 1, 2, 3 kid. He's built just like him also. Reigns, Rollins, you're just going to get classic mic work from the both of them. The contract signing, more crowd reaction from everything. But here's the deal. And don't get me wrong, he isn't already doing it. But Rollins really has to, over the next few weeks, he really has to sell that Roman is the underdog here. He's never beaten Seth. He got him to accept this match. That there really isn't nothing much that Reigns can do unless he beats Rollins. And Rollins has to make that abundantly clear over and over for the next few weeks leading up to the history. But other than that, I expect nothing less than gold. I am going to assume that Reigns Rollins contract signing is going to close out Raw, and it should be. But we're going to move on here to our first signature topic weekly.
Before we get into that,
here,
can I break some news?
Oh yes, from earlier. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is non-wrestling related, but I just want to say a huge thank you to JB Ellis, Jay, Sean, for bringing me on to not only this show, but the Sideline Sports team as well. As for nearly 3 years, I've been trying to get something going with the Providence Friars since I met JB, and now I will be the official Sideline Sports correspondent for home games for the Providence Friars this coming up season. I'm very excited. to write articles, to ask questions in the pressers. You guys will be able to follow me along with that on my X account and also my Instagram. I can't wait for this journey. So thank you to these two, and also thank you to the audience.
A round of applause for this man. You can do your oldest front right now. You can do your oldest front right now, man. Up to the vibe. Ladies and gentlemen, the sideline supporting man. Y'all give it up for the man. California is going to be a correspondent for the Providence Pride home games, so you can check him out this fall when the games get live, and he's going to be bringing the heat. Now, we're going to keep the heat. Keep the camera on Tyler because it is about that time. Break that news to him, boy.
Yes, sir. First of all, major shout out to my dad in Kansas City who helped me kind of create this list in a way. I asked him his thoughts, and for one of them, he was there. So we are going with the top 5 return crowd pops of all time. Coming in at number 5, we have a return that was on a very unfortunate day, January 26, 2020. If you know, you know. Kobe Bryant passed away earlier in the day, so it kind of shook things up. So we needed something to light us up. And not only did something light us up, we thought we knew him. Edge returned at the Royal Rumble after being away for 9 years from a neck injury, triple fusion neck surgery. This is one of the loudest pops I've heard, but the 4 ahead of it are just simply louder. One of them, in which my number 2, which I will reveal coming very shortly, could have been my number 1 if it was inside a stadium. But, inside an arena, excuse me. Edge returning, I mean, I think of Edge not winning this Rumble is the right call. He did win the next year's Rumble, but this return was awesome. It's one of those ones that when you watched it, you were like, holy shit, Edge is back. Never been a big Edge guy myself, but I respect the comeback. I respect the hustle of him getting to be able to come back. Coming in at number 4, one from back in your guys' day, Stone Cold Steve Austin returns to help Mankind win his first WWF Championship on January 4th, 1999. Fun fact, in Worcester, Massachusetts. It was in Worcester, Massachusetts, my neck of the woods. This pop at the time literally broke the sound barrier. The only reason that it's, again, not higher is because I think the 3 ahead of it are just simply better. But, man, I went back and watched this for the first time a couple weeks ago when I was thinking of how to make this list. And this pop was death-defying. This was an insane pop. I don't know if you guys watched this live when it happened, but
I did.
I can only imagine. I mean, Jay or Sean, if you guys want to give me your take on this, how was it watching this pop live?
Well, first, and Sean, I'm pretty sure you remember, if I'm not mistaken, this actually was a pre-taped Monday Night Raw because of the holiday. So it was the final Monday Night Raw of 1998. But with that being said, and Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but oh no, the pop was phenomenal. Everyone was kind of anticipating for the rattlesnake to come out there, and it worked. It served as a double. They saw the rattlesnake come out there and lay out the Rock and lay everybody else out and everything. And they saw Foley win his first world championship, and also Sean, and I know you remember this as well. On the other channel on TNT. Eric Bischoff, as a matter of fact, yes, this was a pre-taped Raw because of Eric Bischoff results beforehand. He instructed lead announcer Tony Schiavone to announce the results of this match just so the fans could stay watching TNT because their match was, I think it was Ric Flair versus Eric Bischoff, the rematch from Starrcade. This actually caused a massive shift nationwide, and everyone shifted over their television sets from Nitro to Monday Night Raw. One, because they thought it was a pretty asshole move by Eric Bischoff, but also number 2, they wanted to see a hard worker like Foley finally winning the championship. But Sean, what were your thoughts?
So if I remember correctly, about a week before that, Kevin Nash ended Goldberg's streak. So that same night, the main event of Nitro was the Finger Poke of Doom. So not only did they announce the results, they then did a schmoz and a screw job to themselves on the heavyweight championship to get it back to Hogan, who never actually beats Goldberg, to then reform some convoluted version of the NWO. Honestly, that was the final nail in the coffin, and I don't think they ever won a ratings week after that week.
They didn't. Tyler, go ahead.
Yeah, so coming in at number 3, you know he had to be on this list. The Tribal Chief returns for the first time since his loss at WrestleMania 40 when he lost his crown. Oh my days, you guys want to talk about a pop that made me feel like as Dwayne does. That made me feel the goosebumps. Oh my days, I remember being at home for this. I was watching it. I was leaving for Nashville 2 days later. I was driving down and I was at home, and all of a sudden both men are down in the ring and you just hear dun dun dun. And I'm like, oh, shit's about to pick up. Shit's about to pick up. Roman's back with a new theme. He's walking down to the ring, and then I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. Who's he here for? Is he here for Cody to get his title back, or is he here for Solo? And then he ran to the ring. He Superman punched Solo. He speared the hell out of Solo. One of the best spears and most violent spears I've seen Roman deliver ever. That spear was vicious. And then all was right. The OTC was born.
Nice. Indeed.
Coming in at number 2, arguably my number 1. One that Sean Russi himself was there for. Still waiting on that video, by the way. I still need to see that video of it in person. The Hardy Boys returning to WWE for the first time since 2008 or 2009, one of the two. Man, you want to talk about... I had actually met the Hardy Boys 2 weeks prior to them returning. And there were rumors that it was going around that they were coming back, because they were in Orlando. That they wrestled the Young Bucks the night before for the ROH tag titles, and they lost. And then the New Day comes out, and I was swerved because I saw Kofi walk into the ring, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then all of a sudden, the camera pans up to the stage, and you just hear dun 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 dun, and I'm like, oh my goodness, the Hardy Boys are back. Jeff winning that match, like him jumping off the ladder. By the way, one of the funniest things ever about that match, Jeff completely missed Sheamus and he only hit Cesaro. That was one of the funniest things about that match. Like he completely missed Sheamus. And then the twist of fate off the ladder was epic. But coming in at number 1, I mean, you know it had to be number 1. CM Punk returning to the company that he tried to burn down after 10 years. CM Punk came home, Mr. TKO himself, if I dare say so myself. I have my own thoughts on that. But yeah, this one was awesome. I remember I kept saying to myself, there's no shot he returns, right? And then that damn corner graphic, their damn watermark pops up. And then all of a sudden you just hear, and it's like I couldn't even speak. I literally just sat here and I was like, I think I threw my glasses halfway across my house. Like I threw them into the other room. I was like, holy shit, CM Punk is back in WWE.
Yes, indeed.
So therefore, that is my list. And my list for next week, gentlemen. My top 5 NXT TakeOver matches of all time from the Black and Gold era.
Nice. Okay.
I already did Superstars, but I'm gonna test your guys' ball knowledge and see if you remember any of these.
Okay. Indeed, man. Solid list. The only thing that I would say, and maybe you were too young to remember this, Tyler, and if you were, not holding your feet to the fire, but honorable mention and my number 1 crowd pop return. Sean, you know where I'm going with this. Madison Garden, 2002, the first Monday Night Raw of the year. Triple H returned from injury. That roof exploded. They probably had to relower the roof and screw it back on. It was that loud. That was the largest pop I had ever heard in life. But
So yeah, I
other than
actually
that, that
have a
was an
couple
awesome
of
win.
I have a couple of honorable mentions here listed. I did have that one as an honorable mention. Another one that I had as an honorable mention: John Cena in 2008 in the Royal Rumble,
Yes, that one
when
was
he came out at number 30. And I also have Brock Lesnar in 2012.
yes, yes. That one was deafening also. Now, great honorable mention, Sean. We list.
No, so I agree with the Triple H one. For me, especially when he used to take all the time off between WrestleMania and SummerSlam, you could put almost any Undertaker Gong return on there because the arena would just lose it. Um, but the biggest one for me, I can't pinpoint the date, but the day that Shawn Michaels returned from injury, that return launching the second chapter of his career was one of the loudest ones, that I've heard through the TV versus live. The Hardys live obviously was amazing, but the Michaels return where no one thought he was ever coming back. And back then you didn't come back from the injuries they come back from now. So we never thought he was coming back from that. But no, I agree with that. It was a good list. We'll give the technical difficulties a second. Oh,
Oh,
all right. Well, we'll go into the vault as much as I can. Give me a second as I'm also dealing with some different issues tonight on the new platform. All right. So in 1998, in this day, Kane and Mankind defeated the New Age Outlaws to win the WWF Tag Team Championships. It was the ending of the Outlaws' second reign. And obviously, the pairing of Kane and Mankind was a little different back then, but you had the corporation going on. You had a lot of stables back then, a lot more than they do today. I feel like the stables are honestly saved for like AEW and NXT more so than we see them in WWE now. And then also in this week in 1998, 1 week after Goldberg had defeated Hogan, his next opponent was Kurt Hennig, or Mr. Perfect. He defeated Kurt Hennig. It was a great match. Hennig honestly, it was one of the top wrestlers in the ring. He was the Gunther of that generation, just not 6 feet tall. Just so skilled in the ring. And then 2008, TNA Victory Road was headlined by Samoa Joe versus Booker T. There was no title change in that one. There was a controversial ending, but it was one of the early main events that Booker T had at TNA after leaving WWE. Samoa Joe obviously was the other way. He basically became a star at TNA, very much like AJ Styles did, and then they came to WWE. And then in 2015, we have the roster debut of the Four Horsewomen: Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. And then that started the whole women's revolution that led to the women's evolution, first pay-per-view, and to the divisions we see now today.
Oh, no, and so let me go back here. Um, okay, so I'm sorry, you guys. My internet has spun back up here. So you addressed the WCW Nitro where Kurt Hennig got beat.
Yeah, we got through them.
That actually was the night after Bash at the Beach. He beat Hennig twice in hours.
Yeah, yeah, no, and that's that was one of the things where you blew that Hogan match, and now you had no opponent lined up, no storyline lined up.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that one right there. Because don't get me wrong, the matchup was the best match in Monday Nitro history. You figure, but you were right last week. That was a pay per view level match. You know what I mean? Like you should have saved that for the pay per view because the original match at Bash at the Beach was actually a tag team match. It was Goldberg and Kevin Green versus Kurt Hennig and the Giant. Well, now since Goldberg has won the championship, you have to split one on ones. So we saw a very lackluster Kevin Green versus Giant, and then average at best versus Goldberg.
No, and
You
that's
there?
that's the one thing they fail at, whereas, like we're Saturday night's main event, there's a tag match versus doing two title matches in 4 weeks. WCW would do two title matches in 4 weeks. And then you've got no real story to go with it. But that was their mistake there. They had literally 1 week to wait. You could have done a big promo, a big contract signing, and then gone into the match.
Yeah. Not indeed, absolutely, and I get it. I understand, the unpredictability that you know what I'm saying. But you got a first time match, Goldberg and Hogan. This is the fastest rising star in World Championship Wrestling history, the fastest rising star since, and you got him going against, like, this is the first time ever. Think about this for a second, okay? Of all the WCW top stars, right? You figure at some point in time they run into the NWO. Either they get gang jumped or they start by, they might find a member like Benson or work their way up to Scott Norton and then Six and all of them, and before they get to, you know what I'm saying? But first man that Goldberg ever fights in the NWO, well, technically it's Scott Hall. They had him one night, the sign Hollywood hotel. It should have been on paper. And I got an old buddy from Hollywood.
Oh, did he crash again? Oh boy. So I guess I'm just gonna carry the show right now.
Yeah, boss. I can't hear anything because he left the music on. So if you can just wrap us up here.
Yeah, I don't even know how we end this. I mean, does he just end when we come back? I have no clue.
Okay, I can hear you now. So, yeah, all right. So we apologize for the technical difficulties. We will try to have this fixed next week. Thank you for joining us as usual, and everybody have a good night.
Yes, sir.